Welcome back to the CryptoWorld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now the price of ETH is still chopping around in this symmetrical triangle pattern, while the price of Bitcoin is struggling with this break to the downside from this rising wedge pattern in the short term. And this could be due to some positive Bitcoin news today, which I'll talk more about later in the video, so definitely stick around. First of all, just giving you a really quick update on the daily Bitcoin chart. Right now, the larger trend obviously still remains a bearish trend as of recording this video, with the price of Bitcoin in the somewhat shorter term relative to the daily time frame, simply in a choppy sideways price range in between the local low, which is sitting at around 15,500, up towards this level of resistance, which was also the June low, and that is sitting at around 17.6k. And now, when you consider the fact that the daily Bitcoin price oscillators are still looking relatively neutral in the short term relative to the daily time frame, which usually means a few days in advance, then that means the most likely scenario over the next few days is most likely going to be a little bit more choppy sideways price action here on the daily time frame, like what I've been saying over the last 1 week or so. But anyway, while the price of Bitcoin has been playing out this more choppy sideways price action on the daily time frame, if you zoom into the much shorter term, looking at the 2-hour chart, obviously, it was only just a few days ago we saw this rising wedge pattern, which technically formed on the chart and broke to the downside. But more recently, over the last 1 day or so, obviously the price of Bitcoin has struggled with that break to the downside from the rising wedge pattern. But technically speaking, this rising wedge pattern on the 2-hour Bitcoin chart as of recording this video is not yet invalid. It would be invalid if we see a confirmed break back above this resistance, which is coming into play in between around 16.9k to 17k. Once again, if the price of Bitcoin starts breaking back above around 17k, then essentially that would invalidate this previous bearish rising wedge pattern, and that would actually act as a bullish confirmation signal for Bitcoin, at least in the short term. But as of right now, simply based on what we can see at the moment on the chart, things are still looking slightly more bearish than bullish. But as I said, on the daily time frame, in the shorter term, it's still looking very neutral. So neutral to bearish is basically the situation at the moment for the price of Bitcoin. And if you want to know the technical price targets for this rising wedge pattern, then check out my last video on this channel, because in that video I went into a little bit more detail about the price targets for this pattern. But anyway, if you zoom out to the weekly Bitcoin chart, we still have this 50% retracement level sitting at around 16.3k approximately, acting as strong supports here on the weekly time frame. And there's only around 3 days to go until the next weekly candle close. And if this weekly candle closes in the green, then that could potentially confirm a massive bullish divergence here, because as of right now, the Bitcoin price is forming lower lows on the weekly time frame in the weekly candle closes. And if you're looking at the weekly Bitcoin RSI, this is currently forming higher lows. But once again, this still needs to be confirmed with a weekly candle close in the green. And once again, that next weekly candle close is in around 3 days from now. But anyway, getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this right here is the daily ETH to US dollar chart. And right now, this chart remains basically unchanged since yesterday. So we're still finding support along this golden pocket coming into play in between around 1180 up to around 1210. And once again, the most likely scenario potentially over the next few days is most likely going to be a little bit more choppy sideways price action based on these momentum indicators looking very neutral as of right now on the daily time frame. And as for resistance levels here on the daily time frame, we still have this resistance level sitting at around 1250 approximately based on the daily candle closes and this Fibonacci level, of course. And anything above that level, if we see a confirmed break back above around 1250, then the next Fibonacci levels of resistance to the upside are sitting at around 1360, around 1470 to 1480, and around 1.6k approximately. And now taking a quick look at the short term, this right here is the 2-hour ETH to US dollar chart. And as of recording this video, the price of ETH is obviously still forming this symmetrical triangle pattern with support sitting at around 1180 to 1190 and resistance sitting at around 1250 approximately. And so it's the moment the price of ETH confirms a break either below that support level or above this resistance level, that will be the moment where the price of ETH finally finally confirms the next direction out of this more choppy sideways price range and into more of a bullish trend or bearish trend, at least in the short term. And obviously for the traders out there, it doesn't actually matter whether we break support or resistance, because either way, with conditional orders, for example, we can make money no matter if the price goes to the upside or to the downside with longs or shorts. But of course, that's not financial advice. That's just giving you an example of a move breaking out from a triangle pattern like this, just as an example. And now for some news in the crypto world, and this is potentially one reason why the price of Bitcoin has held up relatively okay over the last one day. It's because the president of El Salvador just announced that El Salvador, the country, is going to begin dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, which is something we've never really seen. Of course, they have previously purchased some Bitcoin, but they've never really dollar cost averaged into Bitcoin each day. And so it's definitely very interesting to see an entire country, a nation state, dollar cost average into Bitcoin now. That is something that we've never seen before. And as I mentioned in this tweet right here, it's only a matter of time until other countries begin to join this trend, because obviously this has been trending in this direction since Bitcoin's inception over a decade ago, because obviously back then this would be completely unimaginable. And so this is just another step forward towards Bitcoin mass adoption. But while we have some good news for Bitcoin today, we have some not so good news for the Solana ecosystem today, because in case you don't already know, there's actually quite a few exchanges starting to halt stablecoin deposits that are on the Solana blockchain. And what this means is those exchanges that have halted Solana-based stablecoin deposits are basically no longer, or at least temporarily, no longer accepting any stablecoins on the Solana network only. And so this does not affect stablecoins on other blockchains like Ethereum, for example. And so far, the exchanges that have done this are Crypto.com, OKX, BitMEX, and Binance so far. But with Binance, at least at the time of recording this video, it's currently only Solana-based USDC that has been halted in terms of the deposits, which means basically you can't deposit USDC onto Binance using the Solana network, but USDT on Solana has been resumed at the time of recording this video. And so I just want to bring your attention to this. I don't want to try and spread FUD ever on this channel. That is certainly not my intention with sharing this news. I'm simply just making you aware that this is happening right now. And personally, let's just say if I was storing some stable coins on Solana, even if it was in cold storage, then personally what I would be doing in that situation is sending those stable coins to an exchange before it's too late. And then I would potentially withdraw those stable coins onto another blockchain like Ethereum, for example. It doesn't have to be Ethereum, but just something other than Solana, in case all of the exchanges follow this trend and basically stop accepting stable coins on Solana. But as always, that is not personal financial advice. I do not know your personal financial situation. That is just letting you know what I would personally do myself. And as always, please make sure you do your own research as well. And now, if you want to know how to easily profit in crypto when the price is chopping around sideways like this, then check out the video popping up in the bottom left of your screen right now, because that video right there basically shows you how to make money in a choppy sideways price range, and the video in the top left of your screen shows you how to make money if the price is either trending up or trending down. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.